Roddy Doyle is an Irish novelist, dramatist and screenwriter. He is the author of 10 novels for adults, 7 books for children, 7 plays and screenplays, and dozens of short stories. Several of his books have been made into films, beginning with The Commitments in 1991. Doyle's work is set primarily in Ireland, especially working-class Dublin, and is notable for its heavy use of dialogue written in slang and Irish-English dialect. Doyle was awarded the Booker Prize in 1993 for his novel Paddy Clarke. Personal life and history: Doyle was born in Dublin and grew up in Clarke, in a middle-class family. His mother, Roddy Doyle, was a first cousin of the short story writer Maeve Brennan, 4th class. Doyle graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree from University College Dublin. He spent several years as an English and geography teacher before becoming a full-time writer in 1993. His personal notes and workbooks reside at the National Library of Ireland. In addition to teaching, Doyle, along with C.N. Love, established a creative writing centre, Fighting Words, which opened in Dublin in January 2009. It was inspired by a visit to his friend Dave Eggers' 826 Valencia project in San Francisco. He has also engaged in local causes, including signing a petition supporting journalist Suzanne Breen, who faced jail for refusing to divulge her sources in court, and joining a protest against an attempt by Dublin City Council to construct 9-feet-high barriers which would interfere with one of his favourite views. Doyle is an atheist. Work: Doyle's writing is marked by heavy use of dialogue between characters, with little description or exposition. His work is largely set in Ireland, with a focus on the lives of working-class Dubliners. Themes range from domestic and personal concerns to larger questions of Irish history. Novels for adults: Doyle's first 3 novels, The Commitments, The Snapper and The Van, comprise the Barrytown trilogy, a trilogy centered on the Rabbit family. All 3 novels were made into successful films. The Commitments is about a group of Dublin teenagers, led by Jimmy Rabbit Jr., who decided to form a soul band in the tradition of Wilson Pickett. The novel was made into a film in 1991. The Snapper, made into a film in 1993, focuses on Jimmy's sister, Sharon, who becomes pregnant. She is determined to have the child but refuses to reveal the father's identity to her family. In The Van, which was short-listed for the 1991 Booker Prize and made into a film in 1996, Jimmy Esser is laid off, as is his friend Bimbo. The two buy a used fish and chips van and they go into business for themselves. In 1993, Doyle published Paddy Clarke, winner of the 1993 Man Booker Prize, which showed the world as described, understood and misunderstood by a 10-year-old Dubliner living in 1968. Doyle's next novel dealt with darker themes. The Woman Who Walked Into Doors, published in 1996, is the story of a battered wife, narrated by the victim Paula Spencer. Despite her husband's increasingly violent behavior, she defends him, using the classic excuse "I walked into a door" to explain her bruises. 10 years later, the protagonist returned in Paula Spencer, published in 2006. Doyle's most recent trilogy of adult novels is the Last Roundup series, which follows the adventures of protagonist Henry Smart through several decades. A Star Called Henry is the first book in the series, and tells the story of Henry Smart, an IRA assassin and 1916 Easter Rebellion fighter, from his birth in Dublin to his adulthood when he becomes a father. Oh, Play That Thing continues Henry's story in 1924 America, beginning in the Lower East Side of New York City, where he catches the attention of local mobsters by hiring kids to carry his sandwich boards. He also goes to Chicago where he becomes a business partner with Louis Armstrong. The title is taken from a phrase that is shouted in one of Armstrong's songs, Diplomat Blues. In the final novel in the trilogy, The Dead Republic, Henry collaborates on writing the script for a Hollywood film. He returns to Ireland and is offered work as the caretaker in a school, when circumstances lead to him re-establishing his link with the IRA. Doyle's most recent books are the novella 2 Pints. The Guts, which continues the story of the Rabbit family from the Barrytown trilogy, focusing on a 48-year-old Jimmy Rapt and his diagnosis of bowel cancer and 2 More Pints. Novels for children. Doyle has also written many novels for children, including the Rover Adventures series, which includes The Giggler Treatment, Rover Saves Christmas, and The Meanwhile Adventures. Other children's books include Not Just for Christmas, Wilderness, Her Mother's Face, and A Greyhound of a Girl. Plays, screenplays, short stories and non-fiction. Doyle is also a prolific dramatist, composing 4 plays and 2 screenplays. His plays include Brown Bread, War, The Woman Who Walked Into Doors, and a rewrite of The Playboy of the Western World with Bissy Ardigan. Screenplays include the television screenplay for Family, which was a BBC RTA per-mail serial and the forerunner of the 1996 novel The Woman Who Walked Into Doors. Doyle also authored When Brendan Met Trudy, which is a romance about a timid schoolteacher and a spunky thief. Doyle has written many short stories, several of which have been published in The New Yorker. They have also been compiled in 2 collections. The Deportees and Other Stories was published in 2007, while the collection Bullfighting was published in 2011. Doyle's story New Boy was adapted into a 2008 Academy Award-nominated short film directed by Steph Green. Rory and Eater is a work of non-fiction about Doyle's parents, based on interviews with them. The Commitments was adapted by Doyle for a manager stage show which began in the West End in 2013. Awards and Honours: Royal Society of Literature Fellow, 1991 Man Booker Prize Shortlist for The Van, 1991 BAFTA Award for The Commitments, 1993 Man Booker Prize for Paddy Clarke 2009 Irish Pen Award, 2011 French Literary Award for The Snapper, 2013 Bord Gáis Energy Irish Book Awards for The Guts, 2015 Honorary Doctor of Laws from University of Dundee. In popular culture, in the television series Father Ted, the character Father Dougal Maguire's unusual sudden use of profanities is blamed on his having been reading those Roddy Doyle books again. Bibliography References. Further reading, Roddy Doyle. Contemporary authors online. Detroit, Gale, 2012. 1. Abel, Marco. Roddy Doyle. British novelist since 1960, 2nd series. Ed. Merritt Moseley. Detroit, Gale Research, 1998. Dictionary of Literary Biography Volume 194. 2. Alan Randolph, Jody. Roddy Doyle, August 2009. Close to the Next Moment, Interviews from a Changing Ireland. Manchester, Carcanet, 2010. Boland, Evan. Roddy Doyle. Irish Writers on Writing. San Antonio, Trinity University Press, 2007. McArdle, Niall. An Indecency Decently Put, Roddy Doyle and Contemporary Irish Fiction. McCarthy, Dermot. Roddy Doyle, Raining on the Parade. Dublin, Liffey Press, 2003. Muchel Vallen, Alan. Lara Copyright Creiche de l'Histoire dans les romans de Roddy Doyle, Dermot Bolger et Patrick McCabe. 3. Reynolds, Margaret and Jonathan Noakes. Roddy Doyle, The Essential Guide. London, Random House, 2004. White, Karen. Reading Roddy Doyle. Syracuse, Syracuse UP, 2001. External links, General, Doyle's website, Fighting Words Writing Center, works by or about Roddy Doyle in libraries, works by Doyle, archive of Doyle's short fiction for The New Yorker. The photograph, The Joke, Roddy Doyle's Rules for Writers, Roddy Doyle's verdict on James Joyce's Ulysses, interviews and reviews, author page at Irish Writers Online, Roddy Doyle, author biography post-colonial studies at Emory. The Salon interview, Roddy Doyle at Fantastic Fiction, reviews of Paula Spencer, Family at the Internet Movie Database, When Brendan Met Trudy at the Internet Movie Database,